it signed or we'll process it.
I was checking, and is it still not signed? I know
I don't believe either the state or I have seen it, so, and I would like to have that prior to the time it's received. I've spoken with Ms. Berkman about this, and what we would propose to do would be to put this on a miscellaneous day as opposed to continuing it to your next docket cycle.
Right.
And then see where we are once we've seen those orders, and then I've had the opportunity to go over it with Mr. Docket.
And I checked on that this morning, and so sometimes the pixels are worse than paper. So we'll put it on 6/12,
That's acceptable, yes. So
just as a status.
So we'll continue it, but set it as a status for the morning of 6/12.
I'm sorry.
So we'll continue the case, but set it as a status for the morning of 6/12.
And what is the time?
I believe it'll be 9 a.m.,
9
Madam Clerk.
a.m. And I just checked again this morning, and they're looking, so hopefully I'll have that before then. And if you get them and the two of you collaborate, maybe we'll avoid the 6/12 and just move it straight to the next docket if that works for the two of you. Okay.
We'll remain in contact and proceed from there, Judge.
Okay, very good.
Good morning, Your Honor. We are here in the state of, for the record, Jeremy Keats. We're here in the state of Florida versus Levi Lucas, 22 CF 1918. And Your Honor, we had left this case set. We did receive an amended offer on Friday. I'd like to afford Mr. Lucas adequate time to consider that and discuss the facts of the case again. If the court would indulge us with one final continuance, discovery has been completed, but based on the amended offer, I'd like to see where we go with that.
State would have no objection, Your Honor, and we'd be ready to try it next cycle.
Okay. And you think you can be ready at the next cycle if there's not a
Yes, sir.
agreed upon disposition?
Absolutely.
Okay, very good. See you then.
Thank you.
Mr. Noakes is wrapping up in the attorney-client room right now.
Okay.
He's on his way back in for a minute.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning, Mr. Noakes.
How are you?
Good, or should I say Lopez?
Depends upon which part of the state you're in. Judge, I've got Joshua Paulson. The state sent me an email this morning. I've discussed the state's offer with Mr. Paulson. He has indicated to me that he would like to accept that offer, but I've not had the opportunity to write it up yet. If I could just pass him for a few minutes this morning, I should be able to get it written up and then come back out.
All right, very good.
I'll be back in there to see you in just a few minutes, okay? Judge, the next case I have is Jared Smith. Judge, we left this set for docket day in hopes that the state and I could discuss possible resolution. Judge, Mr. Snell was not available Friday afternoon, and so I've not had a chance to speak with him, so it just needs to be set on the next pretrial date.
Objections?
No, sir.
All right. And so you had a counter to his offer, is that what it was, Mr. Nopes?
Judge, I was hoping I would be able to discuss with him the possible resolution, but he wasn't available, and I'm not beating him up about that. It's just how it works sometimes,
No, I
right?
understand. Okay, so 7:14, if you have a resolution sooner, just let us know and we'll advance you on the docket to get it disposed of, okay?
Absolutely, Judge.
Okay, 7:14.
Judge, I'm in the same boat on Michael Jermaine Thompson, 25 CF 211. Judge, we've got to set depositions in his case. I've only been on the case since February 12th. I'd asked to continue it to the 14th, and then we'll get the depot set. If we get it resolved earlier, then we'll bring it back for landing.
State?
No objection.
All right, the matter will be continued.
I'll be able to see you one day this week, okay? Judge, the last case I've got, well, I've got two. I've got one for Gene Mitchell, but the last case I've got is Misty Woodhams.
Yes, sir.
Judge, I'm in the same boat as on Miss Woodhams. I'd hoped that I could try to talk to the state and get a resolution. It just didn't work out. But I'll be filing a motion to talk about our bonds and what have you. And then I want to set depositions of the alleged victim in the 25 CF 464 case.
Objection to the
That's correct,
continuance?
Judge.
No objection.
It'll be continued. No. Mr. Nopes, you've also got and Mr. Cobb withdrew on Roderick Bryant.
I got you, Judge.
And so I left him up here so you could at least meet him in the interview room. So as we move to the other side of the docket, if they'll let you chat with him, that way at least you can meet up with him and chat with him, and then you can at least get your feet under you. So I didn't want you to pass the opportunity since he's here to see him.
I'll chat with him, Judge. The case for Mr. Mitchell is Gregory Simon, and it's my understanding that that was, I think Ms. Sandler knows the skinny on that. I'm just covering it.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Simons was set today by Mr. Mitchell, but Mr.
I am not. He has not reached out to me.
No, I could be wrong. Mr. Riossi had reached out to,
Yeah, and I just got an email that says that Mr. Riossti's picking a jury in Pensacola, so,
we had said it just in case the state had amended their offer.
well, we'll get there. Let's focus on Mr. Simons now.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Simons was set today by Mr. Mitchell. Mr. Mitchell is picking a jury, I believe, in Pensacola as well. He and Ms. Shea, who I'm covering for, are working on coming to an agreement on motions to compel, and they agreed to continue this to next cycle.
Okay. It'll be continued to 7:14. And what's the nature of the motion to compel, do we know?
There's a motion to compel buccal swabs and a motion to compel photographs, and Mr. Mitchell informed the state that he would be talking to his client about agreeing to those, and if the client does agree, he'll provide order support if he doesn't, he'll be set for hearing.
All right. All right. Thank you very much. And if we need a hearing sooner, they can advance it.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
Judge, I'm going to speak to Mr. Paulson, and then I'm going to speak to Roderick Bryant, and then I'll be back in.
All right, very good. All right, and Mr. McKinney, Mr. Koch, and Mr. Cochran, line your folks up as quickly as you can. If we have quick dispositions, I'll take a 10-minute comfort break and be back. And then we'll take those folks and get them moved out of the courtroom as soon as possible. And then we'll work our way on down the docket, okay? Yes, sir. 10 minutes.
All right.
Main Street. We serve handmade pastries, espresso, and lunch items. And we're open Tuesday to Saturday from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., serving lunch from 11 to 2. We hope to see you soon.
Hello, I am Bonnie from Body Be Healthy here in Crestview. We have been serving the area since 1999. We're an alternative health food store. If you're interested in bettering your health, we'd like to invite you to stop by. We're located in Fort Plaza. Stop by and let us help you be healthy.
I'm Amanda Gaskin with Rye Fresh Realty. Helping qualified heroes save money is my passion. When I help a hero buy or sell a home, they receive a check from Homes for Heroes. Check out amandasheroes.com for more information.
For more than 70 years, the sweet aroma of the Crestvew's Coney Islands burgers and hot dogs has permeated the downtown area. If you have not experienced the unique flavor of Crestvew's Coney Islands burgers and hot dogs, then I encourage you to join us for lunch. Monday through Thursday from 10 a.m. till 3 p.m., Friday from 10 a.m. till 4 p.m., and Saturday from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. We're located in historic downtown Crestview at 107 North Main Street. Call 850-683-1045.
CQ Roofing, your hometown roofer since 1999. We're state licensed and insured, family owned and operated with 24 years of local service. We specialize in shingles and metal, re-roofs, repairs, and leak specialists. For all of your roofing needs, call us today or visit our website at cqroofing.com.
Sure.
CQ Roofing, your hometown roofer.
Is he going to be this afternoon or this morning?
Let's see how far we get.
Okay.
Hey, I'm David at Family Vision of Crestview. We've been providing excellent optical service for Northwest Florida for over 34 years. Come in and let us take care of you.
It's just when I'm at the bench. You can go ahead and have the plea. You can have the plea back here on TV. It's just when I'm at the bench. I don't want you to accidentally letter.
Because I called him this morning.
So when we're back here, you can film.
Representation, call us. 355.
Looks good to me, Thomas. Have us for
I'm attorney for Wade Browning. Personal injury is no joke. Just ask him.
You know? No. Well, yeah. So this one just has like a hole in it.
We're open Saturday 10 to 4, Sunday 10 to 3, and it's both our Crestview, Fort Walton Beach, and Eglin Air Force Base locations. So you have things to do, go and do it. Just know the UPS store is going to be here. Again, Sundays 10 until 3 p.m.
Hi, I'm Wanda Roberts. For the last 20 years, I've been helping the residents of Northwest Florida buy and sell their properties. My office is just 1 block south of the courthouse in historic downtown Crestview. Give us a call at 850-398-5389.
Hi, I'm Michael Gilbert, defense attorney with Warrior Law. I represent those accused in Santa Rosa, Okaloosa, and Walton County. If you or anyone you know has been accused of a crime, give us a call. We can help.
Back Home Bakery Cafe is 2 blocks from the courthouse on Crestview's historic Main Street. We serve handmade pastries, espresso, and lunch items, and we're open Tuesday to Saturday from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., serving lunch from 11 to 2. We hope to see you soon.
Hello, I am Bonnie from Body Be Healthy here in Crestview. We have been serving the area since 1999. We're an alternative health food store. If you're interested in bettering your health, we'd like to invite you to stop by. We're located in Court Plaza. Stop by and let us help you be healthy.
I'm Amanda Gaskin with Briarpatch Realty. Helping qualified heroes save money is my passion. When I help a hero buy or sell a home, they receive a check from Homes for Heroes. Check out amandasheroes.com for more information.
For more than 70 years, the sweet aroma of the Crestview's Coney Islands burgers and hot dogs has permeated the downtown area. If you have not experienced the unique flavor of Crestview's Coney Islands burgers and hot dogs, then I encourage you to join us for lunch. Monday through Thursday from 10 a.m. till 3 p.m., Friday from 10 a.m. till 4 p.m., and Saturday from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. We're located in historic downtown Crestview at 107 North Main Street. Call 850-683-1045.
CQ Roofing, your hometown roofer since 1999. We're state licensed and insured. family owned and operated with 24 years of local service. We specialize in shingles and metal, re-roofs, repairs, and leak specialists. For all of your roofing needs, call us today or visit our website at cqroofing.com. CQ Roofing, your hometown roofer.
Hey, I'm David at Family Vision of Crestview. We've been providing excellent optical service for Northwest Florida for over 34 years. Come in and let us take care of you.
Man, I've got this. Let's roll. Fight fire with fire. Take one. Have you been injured in an accident and need righteous representation? Call us, because we fight fire. Damn thing ain't working. Whoa!
Not cool, bro. I'm attorney Coy Browning. Personal injury is no joke. Just ask him.
Injured? Take a breath. Call Coy.
We're open Saturday 10 to 4, Sunday 10 to 3, and it's both our Crestview, Fort Walton Beach, and Eglin Air Force Base locations. So you have things to do, go and do it. Just know the UPS store is going to be here. Again, Sundays 10 until 3 p.m.
Hi, I'm Wanda Roberts. For the last 20 years, I've been helping the residents of Northwest Florida buy and sell their properties. My office is just one block south of the courthouse in historic downtown Crestview. Give us a call at 850-398-5389.
Hi, I'm Michael Gilbert, defense attorney with Warrior Law. I represent those accused in Santa Rosa, Okaloosa, and Walton County. If you or anyone you know has been accused of a crime, give us a call. We can help.
Back Home Bakery Cafe is 2 blocks from the courthouse on Crestview historic Main Street. We serve handmade pastries, espresso, and lunch items, and we're open Tuesday to Saturday from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., serving lunch from 11 to 2. We hope to see you soon.
Hello, I am Bonnie from Body Be Healthy here in Crestview. We have been serving the area since 1999. We're an alternative health food store. If you're interested in bettering your health, we'd like to invite you to stop by. We're located in Court Plaza. Stop by and let us help you be healthy.
I'm Amanda Gaskin with Press Realty. Helping qualified heroes save money is my passion. When I help a hero buy or sell a home, they receive a check from Homes for Heroes. Check out amandasheroes.com for more information.
For more than 70 years, the sweet aroma of the Crestview Coney Islands burgers and hot dogs has permeated the downtown area. If you have not experienced the unique flavor of Crestview's Coney Islands burgers and hot dogs, then I encourage you to join us for lunch. Monday through Thursday from 10 a.m. till 3 p.m., Friday from 10 a.m. till 4 p.m., and Saturday from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. We're located in historic downtown Crestview at 107 North Main Street. Call 850-683-1045.
CQ Roofing, your hometown roofer since 1999. We're state licensed and insured, family owned and operated with 24 years of local service. We specialize in shingles and metal, re-roofs, repairs, and leak specialists. For all of your roofing needs, call us today or visit our website at cqroofing.com. CQ Roofing, your hometown roofer.
Hey, I'm David at Family Vision of Crestview. We've been providing excellent optical service for Northwest Florida for over 34 years. Come in and let us take care of you.
Man, I got this. Let's roll.
Fight fire with fire, take 1.
Have you been injured in an accident and need righteous representation? Call us, because we fight fire. Fire. Damn thing ain't working. Whoa!
Not cool, bro. I'm attorney Coy Browning. Personal injury is no joke. Just ask him.
Injured? Take a breath. Call Coy.
Your Honor, I filed a motion to unseal a search warrant affidavit. I have an order here if I may approach.
Okay. State's objections?
No objection, Judge. May I approach as well?
Granted.
We're open Saturday 10 to 4, Sunday 10 to 3, and it's both our Crestview, Fort Walton Beach, and Eglin Air Force Base locations. So you have things to do, go and do it. Just know the UPS store is going to be here. Again, Sundays 10 until 3 p.m.
And Judge, may I ask a few questions of my client, Mr. Turner?
Yes, raise your right hand. You swear or affirm to testify truthfully in this matter under penalties of perjury?
Yes, sir.
Put your hand down. Just state your name for the record.
William J. Turner.
Sir, when you were incarcerated, without going into details about diagnosis, can you tell us, was there a medical issue?
Yeah, there was. Whenever there was a court date, I had a seizure. I had a lung transplant June the 3rd, 2007, so I've been going through some medical problems and need to get scheduled into the...
Did you go to the hospital?
I did. They took me to the hospital. I was there for 3 days.
Sir, the court date that you had last week, did you know that you had court?
No.
Do you live locally?
I live in Santa Rosa Beach, yes.
And at what address?
302 Elm Street.
And who lives at that address?
William Turner.
Just yourself?
Yeah.
Do you have continuing medical issues that you need to take care of?
Yes, sir.
What is that?
Well, I've got to be evaluated. I think I've had another stroke, so I've got to have that addressed. And also some, since then, some numbness and vision issues.
I have no further questions for Mr. Turner.
All right. State.
Mr. Turner, what does that mean you have to get your stroke addressed? What do you mean?
Well, I need to make a doctor's appointment because I've had a stroke since then. And so I've not been feeling too good, my memory and all that. And so I'm going to probably have to check myself into Sacred Heart or UAB.
How is it that you come to court today? How'd you know about court being on today?
I got a phone call on court date that it was 1 o'clock. I was supposed to be in court by 2.
Who
I didn't know.
Who made the phone call?
His office manager.
Oh,
So there wasn't any way I could get there.
Okay.
At that time.
Okay. When you
I think they canceled. I think they canceled court or something like that on the 13th.
When you left the hospital, did you ever reach out to your attorney to find out when court would be?
No, I didn't because I didn't talk to him. See, I was. They came and released me. A day after I got back out of the hospital. So I didn't have any way of getting a hold of it, or didn't really even know anything about it. It's the problem.
Okay. I don't have any further questions, Your Honor.
Okay.
No further witnesses, Judge. I would make the argument that I don't believe it was willful that Mr. Turner missed court last week. As soon as I was able to get it to him through my office, and he came to the next available court date, and he's been here all morning.
All right.
I would ask the court to keep the no bond in place. He didn't make any effort to find his lawyer. His lawyer had to reach out to find him. He was released from the hospital and never made any effort to address this situation, to find out what his obligations were as far as being out on bond. This is a significant trafficking case, and it warrants a lot more detail and urgency from the defendant than just relying on someone to get in touch with me and tell me I need to come to court. So.
All right. Any response, Mr. McKinney?
Judge, I would point out that the 2-count information in this case was filed on the 15th. Even if he'd contacted me ahead of time, I wouldn't have been able to have a whole lot of meaningful discussion with him prior to the filing of the charges.
Would you have known his court date?
I don't think you can ask Mr. McKinney questions.
It's really about whether or not the defendant cared, whether or not he had a court date, and when am I supposed to be in court? That's the issue.
Yeah.
He could have found that out if he'd have made the initiative.
Well, if the state believes that the court's going to withdraw the case. If the state believes there are circumstances which present, then the state can file an appropriate motion and we'll have a hearing because the state understands that, the court understands that the state made a decision on the stipulated bond based upon the representation of certain circumstances.
Yes, sir.
And therefore waived their right to a pretrial detention hearing, which was previously set. So if you believe that you have a basis to do something else, you can file a motion and the court will set an appropriate hearing on that motion. We now have contact information included email.
It's not very legible.
All right.
I can handwrite it if he wants to.
Well, you have Mr. McKinney write that. So what I'm doing here, sir, is I'm making you write your email and your phone number, and you're going to receive notices by email. If you miss another court date, you're not going to get the leniency of the court on this case.
Yes, sir.
You know, because it is your obligation at being released on bond to participate. And your failure to take any initiative concerns the court. So I'm getting your email address, you're going to get a notice, and you won't get any liberality going forward. All right, so you tell Mr. McKinney and have him handwrite that email address so it's clear and legible. And the other part of it is you can hit that QR code and check your court date anytime you want.
And Judge, for the record, I'm handing Mr. Turner my contact information for my office, which includes my email and my address and my phone number to the office. So with that being said, the arraignment date on 5/15, may we enter a plea of not guilty to the 2-count information that was filed, and ask for this to remain on the next pretrial date so that we're certain that the next court date would be the July 14th date?
Granted.
And Judge, I will work with Mr. Turner in making sure that this information is legible, and then I'll provide that to Madam Clerk.
That's fine.
Thank you, Judge.
All right.
Good afternoon, Judge.
Good afternoon, Mr. Cox.
I will call my out-of-custody cases in order. Miss Tatiana Page is present and approaching in 24 CF 2433, Your Honor. Judge, my client and speaking with the state, we have a withhold 2-year probation offer, and we were waiting on the restitution number. Mr. Gomez did provide the number this morning of $3,713. The alleged victim sent over about 100 pages.
$3,713.
And 38 cents, yes, Judge. And the alleged victim did send over about 100 pages of some proof of that, I guess, the charges. We're seeking a continuance so my client can go through those 100 pages just to nail down that restitution number. But our intention is to enter a plea for that withhold 2-year probation and, of course, agree upon the restitution.
State?
I have no objection. The state would ask if we set this on maybe like the June 12th docket because it's going to be a plea, just to give them, it'll give them time to go over everything, but not all the way until July 14th.
Agreeable?
Agreeable, Judge.
Is that enough time?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. 6/12 for change of plea.
Is that at 9 o'clock, just to
Yes,
clarify?
Yes, sir.
June 12th at 9, but make an appointment to come talk to me.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, good day.
You too.
Next, if I call Mr. Anthony Patterson, who's present and approaching in 25 CF 69.
Yes, Your Honor. At this time, the state's going to be announcing a null pros of this. We had reached out to both the victims, attempted to depose both the victims twice. We've had our investigators try to find any sort of current address or current telephone number, and we simply cannot get up with them. So at this time, due to lack of victim cooperation, we would be announcing a null pros in 25 CF 69.
Case is null pros.
All right, sir. Free to go. Yes, sir. You're welcome. Judge, next case is Jackson Pierrette. I know I butchered that last name, but it's 25 CF 304. Your Honor, we will be entering a no contest plea this afternoon. Count 1 is going to be the lesser included offense, possession of drug paraphernalia, and that's Florida Statute 893.147, subsection 1, subsection A. Counts 2 and 3 as charged. This will be adjudication of guilt, credit for time served, 270 in court costs, 150 defense costs. All counts are unconcurrent. And I did have I manually had to put in the misdemeanor court cost of 270, and I had my client initial by it. If I may approach the plea form.
Granted.
Could it be 300 court costs because of the driving charge?
300 total, if I may have a moment, Judge.
Yes.
So basically, that's going to be the 300. Okay, any questions on that? No. Okay. Judge, if I may approach.
Granted. Raise your right hand for me, please. Do you swear or affirm to testify truthfully in this matter under penalties of perjury?
Yes, sir.
All right, and you can put your hand down. You heard what Mr. Cox said, and you signed the written plea form.
Yes.
Do you understand you're pleading no contest to the lesser included offenses, waiving your right to a trial by jury, that you'll be adjudicated guilty, be sentenced to time served, have the fees and costs that were announced?
Yes, sir.
How much time do you think you need to get those paid?
A couple months will be fine.
Okay. So 90 days, you think?
Yes.
All right. Mr. Koch answered all your questions about the plea and how it affects you?
Yes.
Satisfied with how he's represented you?
Yes.
Court find the plea to be freely and voluntarily entered into and accept the plea. Thank you.
Next case, if I may call Ms. Tricia Prescott, who is present and approaching, 24 CF 1403. Ms. Tricia Prescott. Judge, I had my client set for today to see if we could reach upon a plea negotiations. Unfortunately, we did not reach an agreement on that. I'm asking that one cycle to July 14th.
What's the current offer?
It's a guideline sentence, Your Honor. Hold on real quick. I'll pull it up.
21 months.
21 months, then Department of Corrections.
And what's the maximum exposure?
15 years, Your Honor.
And just to make the court aware that there were 4 civilian witnesses that failed to show their deposition, Your Honor. So I'm going to try to make that happen for the next cycle. If I may approach on another issue, but regarding this case.
All right, yes.
Hi, I'm Wanda Roberts. For the last 20 years, I've been helping the residents of Northwest Florida buy and sell their properties. My office is just 1 block south of the courthouse in historic downtown Crestview. Give us a call at 850-398-5389.
Hi, I'm Michael Gilbert, defense attorney with Warrior Law. I represent those accused in Santa Rosa, Okaloosa, and Walton County. If you or anyone you know has been accused of a crime, give us a call. We can help.
The continuance is granted.
Our next court date is July 14th, but make a schedule appointment, you can be done by. You're free to go. Yes, on that court date. Yes, ma'am. You're welcome. Next in the courtroom, if I call Mr. Albert Rice. Mr. Albert Rice in 24 CF 1848. Judge, I just first want to update the court. You gave my client strict instructions to come see me, and he did. He met at my office. We had a meaningful discussion. I do have a pending deposition being set, so I'm seeking the cycle of continuance to that July 14th. And just from our last discussions, my client is seeking Mr. Attorney Durrell, but I told him we're not going to wait on that. That's why I'm setting the depositions. And of course, if he does retain private, then we'll shift gears, but we are moving forward with this case.
All right.
Tom,
State object.
I have a question real quick. No objection, Your Honor, to the continuance.
All right. 7:14.
Yes, sir.
All right, stay in touch with your lawyer, Mr. Rice, and if you do hire Mr. Durrell, let Mr. Koch know immediately, and be certain that you tell Mr. Durrell about when the depositions are set, because if that happens, he may be able to keep those depositions in place and move the case forward at the same time. So communication is important.
Yes, sir.
Right? So as soon as that happens, let everybody know.
All right, I'd like to apologize to y'all. Thank you.
Thank you. Good day.
Sir. Next, if I may call Miss Alexis Richardson in 24 CF 1276. Yes, Your Honor. I want to update the court. My client made an appointment. We had a meaningful discussion. Also talking with Mr. Snell. This looks like it's going to be a PTI contract, and we're working towards that. I believe he's reaching out to the alleged victim for some restitution, but we are moving this case forward, so I'm seeking a one-cycle continuance to that 7/14 date, Judge.
Think we can get the PTI done by 6/12 instead of moving it a whole cycle?
I don't mind. I've tried. We can do that.
All right,
See
so
what I
we'll
can
put
do.
it on for PTI status on 6/12. There's no reason to pass it the full 8 weeks if we can get it to the PTI if the state's agreeing to that.
Excellent. So our next court date is June 12th. Make an appointment.
Before the-
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you now. Good
Thank you.
day.
Yes, sir.
That I have my Spanish interpreter now. I may call Mr. Jose Sanchez. Yes, Mr. Jose Sanchez in 25 CF 170. Judges to fill in the court. We completed the sworn deposition on the alleged victim. During that sworn deposition, the alleged victim requested the charges be dropped. Mr. Snow would like to pass this up for a moment, just to verify.
All right. So we'll just pass it to the end of the docket?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right.
Next, if I may call Mr. Anthony Scott, who's present and approaching in 24 CF 1298.
Judge, at this time, the state would announce an all pros of 24 CF 1298, State versus Anthony Scott at the victim's request.
Case is no prost.
Dismissed. Very good. Have a nice day. You're welcome. Judge, next, if I may call Ms. Jennifer Sexton, who has two cases, 24 CF 125, 24 CF 1029. Judge, we set this plea trial just to fill in the court. My client, she made her appointment with me. It wasn't ordered by the court, but she came to my office Friday. I emailed her all the videos I had. She stated to me this morning she had trouble accessing those videos. I believe she had also some medical issues come up. She is requesting a one-cycle continuance, Your Honor.
We've got two cases. One is 16 months old, and the other one is just over a year old. And the court's not inclined to grant a further continuance after having set the case for trial. I believe you have an offer, right?
That is correct, Judge.
And I believe, which case are we trying this cycle?
I believe during pretrial, Mr. Snell, you stated the 24 CF 125 case?
That's correct.
Okay. Judge, with that ruling of denying the continuance on my client's request, may I have just a brief moment?
Yes.
I'm sorry, sir.
Okay. As of right now, Your Honor, we have the offer we went over.
What's the offer?
Yes, Your Honor. It is adjudication of guilt, 36 months of standard probation. There's the $40 cost supervision. Total of $1,230 in court costs for all the cases. $250 defense costs. There's 24 hours community service. Let's complete that substance abuse evaluation and any recommended treatment. While on probation, no alcohol, no possession of drugs without a valid prescription, random breath tests, random UAs, maintain gainful employment, or submit 3 job applications per week. And there's an automatic termination after 24 months if all conditions are completed and there's no violations. And then, of course, the misdemeanors will be credit time served.
And what's the defendant's score sheet show?
Judge, it's total sentence points of 27.9. So she is not presumptive scoring it under the guidelines. And in the 24 CF 125 case, maximum exposure of 12 years. In the 24 CF 1029, maximum exposure would be 6 years.
All right.
And at this time, are you rejecting that offer that I announced in open court?
I don't feel like we kind of, I don't feel like we went back and forth at all with, can we take off the community service? I mean, I just don't have, it's gonna be hard to do with a full-time job, you know?
Well, we can, if that's the hang-up, we can ask to buy out the 24 hours of community service.
Okay.
Other than that, is there any
No, I'll do it.
any objection to buying out this 24 hours of community service? Your Honor, the state has no objection to about the 24 hours. I do have the score sheet. If you want to move forward with this plea, we can sign and the judge will lower the terms. I got the score sheet.
I don't think I have all the cases on it.
So you guys have submitted a new score
It'll
sheet?
still be under.
Okay.
What's wrong?
The state attorney advised that they got to update that score sheet because they left. I just want to show them mine. Mr. Snell, this is the score sheet that, I don't know if that's the updated one or.
Okay, this is.
That's correct.
Okay, yes, okay, I had the old one in my, perfect, yes.
Then I'll hold on to
Then it's
that.
right. It's good,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah, I do have the correct score sheet.
The one I had only one case on it.
Would you like to move forward with that offer? No, you can buy it out, the community service. Okay, if you sign right there for me. I'm sorry?
What's the thing?
519. I'll sign right on it. The score sheet. There's nothing. Thank you. Your Honor, may I approach the signed plea form and the correct score sheet?
Granted. All right, raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to testify truthfully in this matter under penalties of perjury?
Yes.
Okay, and you put your hand down. Now, we heard a long discussion, also with this noise on, with Mr. Koch talking to you about the plea agreement that you just signed.
Yes, sir.
And he announced the terms and conditions of that plea agreement. How old are you?
41.
How far did you go in school?
College.
You able to read and understand the plea form?
Yes, sir.
And did you do that before you signed it?
Yes, sir.
And is what you read in the plea form what Mr. Koch just announced to me?
Yes, sir.
All right. Do you understand by this plea arrangement that you're pleading no contest to these charges?
Yes.
And that says to me that you believe the state can prove your guilt to the jury and you're not going to contest that. That's what a no contest plea means.
Okay, yes, sir.
What do you mean by pleading no contest today if that's not what you mean?
Well, it would just be like minute things, like how much something is. It doesn't matter. It's the fact is it was still on my person, right? So it didn't matter how much it was. I meant like it was just, yes, sir. Never mind.
Okay.
Like they could, yes. I understand.
Okay. So are you saying that you're pleading no contest because you think the state could prove your guilt? Is that what you're saying? Or is there some other thing that you believe a no contest plea
No,
is?
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. And do you understand that by making this plea, you're waiving your right to a trial by jury where the state would have to prove your guilt?
I do.
And in this case, you're going to be adjudicated guilty, and you're going to be on 36 months of probation.
That was 24.
There's a term for automatic termination at 24 if all conditions are satisfied, no violations. But you're placed on 36 months.
Oh, okay.
All right. And yeah, I'll finish reciting the terms and see if that's what your agreement is. You're on 36 months of probation with the fees and costs which were announced, the 24 hours of community service, which you can buy out, the evaluation and recommended treatment, the conditions regarding substances and testing to confirm that. You're working or seeking a job, and you have automatic termination after 24 months if you've completed all your conditions and you have no violations. And then as to your misdemeanors, it's credit for time served on all of those. Now, with the discussions you had before court and your discussions today with Mr. Koch as he answered all your questions about the plea and how it affects you. Now, I know you're not happy with the disposition because I can tell that from how you're appearing and your how you're presenting in court. But are you happy with how you've been represented in the outcome of the case?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The court will find the plea to be freely and voluntarily entered into and accept the plea.
Judge, if I may call Mr. Derek Smith, who's present and approaching in 25 CF 561. Yes, Judge. I sent my client on today to see if we could work out a plea agreement. Unfortunately, we did not. I did get uploaded the discovery in this case, so now we're on track. If I can get that one cycle continuance to 7/14, Your Honor.
State?
No objection.
All right. It'll be continued.
Just make that appointment. We'll review that discovery. Yep, you're welcome. Next, if I call Ms. Chantel Smith Holden. That's that double last name, Smith Holman, in 24 CF 1203. Yes, Your Honor. We sent my client today. This was the alleged victim. We had trouble in the past. Conducting depositions. Our last deposition was on April 2nd. She failed to appear. We set it on today's court date.
I haven't had a chance to talk to the alleged victim and the case runner, so I'm not in a position to offer anything different than I've offered at this point.
Okay, please approach.
Back Home Bakery Cafe is 2 blocks from the courthouse on Crestview historic Main Street. We serve handmade pastries, espresso, and lunch items, and we're open Tuesday to Saturday from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., serving lunch from 11 to 2. We hope to see you soon.
Hello, I am Bonnie from Body Be Healthy here in Crestview. We have been serving the area since 1999. We're an alternative health food store. If you're interested in bettering your health, we'd like to invite you to stop by. We're located in Court Plaza. Stop by and let us help you be healthy.
I'm Amanda Gaskin with Briarpatch Realty. Helping qualified heroes save money is my passion. When I help a hero buy or sell a home, they receive a check from Homes for Heroes. Check out amandasheroes.com for more information.
For more than 70 years, the sweet aroma of the Crestview Coney Islands burgers and hot dogs has permeated the downtown area. If you have not experienced the unique flavor of Crestview's Coney Islands burgers and hot dogs, then I encourage you to join us for lunch. Monday through Thursday from 10 a.m. till 3 p.m., Friday from 10 a.m. till 4 p.m., and Saturday from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. We're located in historic downtown Crestview at 107 North Main Street. Call 850-683-1045.
CQ Roofing, your hometown roofer since 1999. We're state licensed and insured, family owned and operated with 24 years of local service. We specialize in shingles and metal, re-roofs, repairs, and leak specialists. For all of your roofing needs, call us today or visit our website at cqroofing.com. CQ Roofing, your hometown roofer.
Hey, I'm David at Family Vision of Crestview. We've been providing excellent optical service for Northwest Florida for over 34 years. Come in and let us take care of you.
Man, I got this. Let's roll. Fight fire with fire, take 1. Have you been injured in an accident and need righteous representation? Call us, because we fight fire. Fire. Damn thing ain't working. Whoa!
Not cool, bro. I'm attorney Coy Browning. Personal injury is no joke. Just ask him.
Injured? Take a breath. Call Coy.
All right, thank you, Mr. Koch. Thank you, ma'am.
Yep.
Good day.
Absolutely. Then if I may call Mr. Brian Strickland in 24 CF 1063. Mr. Strickland. Yes, Your Honor. Judge, we set this for plea or trial, just to fill the court in. Unfortunately, my client, and this is not ordered by the court here, but I made myself available Friday to come talk to me. Unfortunately, he did not come. Today, he told me about a potential alibi witness. So we are going to ask for a one-cycle continuance.
Has the state issued their subpoenas in this case? As on 512, we indicated that we were putting it to docket day with subpoenas, correct?
That is correct.
Yes, sir. I believe there was a demand for alibi filed as well.
That's correct.
All right. So the continuance is denied.
Yes, Your Honor.
Case will remain set for trial.
Before knowing that, may I just speak to my client?
Yes.
We do have a 24-month probation offer, adjudication of guilt, of course, with driver's revocation for a year, 24 hours community service, maintain gainful employment, or submit 3 job applications per week. Of course, no drugs without a valid prescription and random UAs. This is an F3 maximum incarceration of 5 years. Score sheet reflects 40.90 sentence points, so he doesn't technically score prison. And at this time, my client wants to reject the offer, knowing that this will expire, or there's no negotiated pleas after today, and my client wants to be put on the jury review day on Friday.
Right. Well, jury review is just, we'll decide when the case is being tried and the organization of that, but if he's rejecting the offer, right, he understands there is no negotiated plea. After today, it's going to be guilty as charged with no agreement on the sentence.
Yes, Your Honor.
But he is eligible for a prison sentence, correct? He
Sir.
doesn't score a presumptive sentence, but he's eligible for one based upon his score sheet, correct?
That's correct, Judge.
Okay. All right, so we'll see you on 5/23.
9 o'clock here, Friday. Judge, I do have Mr. Sloan out front, and I do have my in custody I'm ready on. I don't know if we can move the in custody.
Well, let's get back to Mr. Noakes and let him get finished with his cases.
Oh, I apologize. I did not see Mr. Ness.
Yep, he's got a couple, including one he picked up from Ms. Giggler.
So, Judge, I've got Joshua Paulson, 24 CF 1939.
Yes, Paulson.
I expect that he's going to sign this plea agreement, Your Honor.
Just a second, shuffle people around, we got shuffling and detention more than 3 weeks.
plea agreement we discussed. Sign right there. May I approach, Your Honor?
Granted.
Your Honor, Mr. Paulson's case, he's entering a no contest plea as charged. He understands that he'll be adjudicated guilty on all case in counts, that case number and all the counts. As to the third-degree felony, he will be adjudicated guilty, be sentenced to the Department of Corrections for 14.93 months. And he will be given credit for all time served. And then on the 2 misdemeanors, he would be adjudicated and sentenced 2 times served. He'll have $5.15 in court cost and $150 court-appointed legal assistance fee.
State?
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right. Raise your right hand for me, please. Do you swear or affirm to testify truthfully in this matter under penalties of perjury?
Yes, sir.
All right. You can put your hand down. You heard what Mr. Nope said. You signed a written plea form.
Yes, sir.
How old are you?
49.
How far did you go in school?
11th grade.
You able to read and understand the form?
Yes, sir.
Did you do that before you signed it?
Yes, sir.
And is what you read what Mr. Nope's just announced to me?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand you're pleading no contest to the charges?
Yes, sir.
And that says to me, you think the state could prove your guilt by evidence to the jury and you're not going to contest that?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand by doing this, you're waiving your right to a trial by jury where the state would have to prove your guilt?
Yes, sir.
In this case, you'll be adjudicated guilty, sentenced to the 14.93 months in Department of Corrections, credit for all time served. Your misdemeanors are time served. You'll have the fees and costs which are announced. I'll provide you 24 months after your release to pay your fees and costs.
All right, thank you, sir.
All right. Mr. Nope's answered all your questions about the plea and how it affects you.
Yes, sir.
You satisfied what he's done for you?
Yes, sir.
I'll find the plea to be
Can
freely
I ask a
involved.
question if I get the plea agreement from him so I can take it with me?
Say again?
Can I get the plea agreement so I can take it with me?
He'd like to get a copy, Judge. The only thing I can do is tell him I'll try my best, once it's filed, to print it out and bring it to him, but
Because the clerk will grab it now and put it in the system, and then Mr. Nopes can get a copy and bring it to you.
All
But
right.
once I've gotten it, I can't give it back to you to get
All
your
right, I
copy.
appreciate it.
Okay?
Thanks.
All right.
Judge, I think that's all I've got. I did talk to Mr. Bryant. Oh, he's in it, okay, I thought you'd already continued it.
No, sir. I just want to be sure you have made that contact and had a chance to talk to him and be sure we're on board.
Judge, so this is Mr. Bryant. I did speak with him. I told him that I'd see him probably next week on Thursday or Friday, because the order has to come through appointing me, and then I've got to gather information and hopefully get something filed so the state will send you discovery.
All right?
And the state has made an offer and sent it to Mr. Nopes, and the state is leaving that offer open until next docket day.
That's fine.
All right, very good. We'll continue at one cycle.
July 14th?
Mm-hmm.
Very good.
And if
Thank
you got something in sooner, you can advance it.
Absolutely.
Anything else, Mr. Nopes?
I don't believe so, Judge. That's all I've got.
Thank you. Good day.
Thank you.
And Your Honor, my business is.
Thank you, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right. Mr. Koch, Mr. McKinney, Mr. Cochran.
Gosh, should I even call it Powell's? We're going to be dismissing. So I can call
Oh,
Powell's.
okay.
We're gonna be dismissing.
Clean that up. Judge, if I may call a case the state's going to make an announcement on.
It's Chad Powell, 25 CF 000460.
Yes.
Your Honor, at this time, the defendant made a very good faith effort. He actually got his driver's license back in valid status. I confirmed that today on David. And so at this time, we would be announcing a dismissal of 25 CF 460, Your Honor.
Case is dismissed.
And Judge, if I may call Miss Elania Reeves, 24 CF 1481.
Reeves.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
We set it on today's docket. Long story short, Mr. Snell is going to give me a DPA, and we have the restitution at $1,590.50. Seeking a one-side continuance, and we'll get the DPA, and our intention is going to fall off this docket before July 14th.
All right, 714 for DPA status.
Turn it over to Mr. McKinney.
Judge, I have Kelvin Watts. Mr. Watts is present and approaching in two case numbers, 24 CF 2325 and 2326. And we were sent over today to determine the restitution amounts. We're moving towards a pay and dismiss in this matter. Mr. Snell was able to get me those amounts from Lowe's.
Right, if my memory was, if you didn't get the amounts, you were going to go through them and add them up.
We got the amounts, we're good to go. We just need to get a restitution order to Madam Clerk so that Mr. Watts can pay. I reviewed the amounts, he has the ability to pay. I don't believe I can just read those into the record for Madam Clerk. I believe she's going to need a restitution order. I believe Madam Clerk's going to need a restitution order for us to be able to pay those through the clerk's office.
Either way, it just has to be ordered to be paid in the clerk's office, then I need the information to pay each, so I need the address, all that, and then I can put on the sheet.
Is that something that we can announce, or is that something that we need an order for?
Either way works.
One moment, Judge. See if we can cobble this together.
Do we know which one applies to which case number? No.
Madam Clerk, in 24 CF 2325, the restitution amount is $3,989.96, payable to Lowe's Home Improvement. And I'm looking to see if there is a specific it'd be 774 Beale Parkway, Fort Walton Beach, Florida, 32547 for Lowe's. In the 24 CF 2326 case number, the restitution amount is $1,123 even, payable to Lowe's. And that is 4405 Legendary Drive, Destin, Florida, 32541.
Which address did you give for the 25 case?
The Fort Walton.
That's the Destin one, right?
The Fort Walton. Then do you want to submit an order to list out all the different amounts? Does Madam Clerk need any more information?
Nope, that should be good.
Okay. So at what point can Mr. Watts, can I tell him that he should go pay?
Okay, today, put it in there right now. You wanted to handle the dismissal today as well?
Well, I can do first thing in the morning.
Okay.
First thing in the morning.
There is gonna be a $3.50 service fee for each thing because of the check that we have to cut. Just so you know, so it'll be an extra $3.50 per case.
Yes, ma'am.
Judge, do we want to set a status date on 6/12? Because the intention is to pay and dismiss on this matter. I know that Mr. Watts is motivated to go pay that amount.
All right. 6/12 for status.
6/12, okay.
But if you get it paid.
And if it's all done, then you don't need to be back. That's just a status
Yes.
date.
Yes, sir.
Go
Yes, sir.
pay, go pay, get that receipt, get it to me.
Okay, yes, sir.
We'll make sure we're all good, all
Yes, sir.
right?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
And Judge, I also have a Cruz Watson on the docket in 24 CF 2368. We left that over for PTI. And I sent Mr. Watson over to the probation office this morning to be instructed on that. I believe that should be good to go, but if we wanted to set a status court date for that as well, that should come off the docket.
All right, we'll do it on 6/12 for PTI status.
Yes, sir. Now, that would be also the same with Vanessa Williams. She was present this morning, and I sent her out the door with the updated PTI paperwork and the intention to go to the office this morning.
I'm sorry, who?
Vanessa Williams.
Vanessa Williams, thank you.
Correct. 24 CF 2685. So that should come off the docket. My belief is that she was at the probation office being instructed this morning.
All right,
They both
6/12 for PTI status.
And probation saying that they both reported, so those should come off the docket.
All right, very good.
Remaining matters I have are incarcerated.
All right, load them up.
Tipton.
Oh, Cruz Watson and Vanessa Williams. Yeah, that's who we did this morning. Judge, this is Mr. Justin Tipton before the court in a number of case numbers. And while he's here, if I skip straight to the end and work backwards, we left this on plea or continue. We are going to be asking for a continuance to set the remaining, I think, 3 witnesses for depositions. But while we're here, I noticed as I was going through all of the cases and writing a plea agreement that there was 21 CF 3177, which is a felony violation of probation that appears to be reopened. I believe that case should be closed, as it was revoked and terminated already. And I believe that was handled on the plea agreement on May 15th, 2023, which I have a paper copy of if the court wishes.
5/26/23 shows the recording of the order of revocation. Looks like the plea and sentencing agreement is revoke and terminate.
Correct.
Credit for time served. So I'm not sure why we got in this loop. But it looks like there wasn't, I'm not sure why.
Well, the court knows
Clerk,
what I...
you agree though that...
Yes, Judge, it should be closed.
All right, so 21 CF 3177 was improperly included. It should be closed, and it is not subject to any further proceedings.
Thank you, Judge. The court knows if I see something weird, that you want me to bring it to the court's attention.
Absolutely.
And I wanted to make sure that we also had 22 CF 120 open and included and tracking along.
22 CF
120.
I have that.
And 21 CF 3157 also tracking along with.
Have that one.
Okay. And that, he does have additional case numbers beyond that that are also on the docket. We are trying to crunch through an agreement that includes and resolves everything. We weren't able to do that by today, but I'm going to continue working with Mr. Snell to do just that. So I would request a full continuance. We will reset those depositions, but we'll also seek an earlier court date if we can go ahead and finish the negotiation here and resolve these matters.
All right, very good. Thank you, Mr. McKinney. Matter will be continued.
So I'm going to come talk to you.
Did we take care of Javier Toro?
We did, Judge.
That was the one we set on for 6/12 for PTI status, right?
Correct. Judge, this is Mr. Randy Williams before the court, and in these matters, we have approximately 9 witnesses that we need to reset or to conclude the depositions in all of the matters. We are still trying to move forward with a plea arrangement as well that may include treatment. He has been approved for Phoenix House. So we are in negotiations to see if that's going to still be a possibility or not. But today it was set plea or continue. We're going to be requesting a continuance until the July 14th date with the same understanding that if we reach that agreement, especially if it's treatment oriented, that we would seek to get that back in front of the court as quickly as possible.
Absolutely. State's objecting to the continuance or agreeing?
I have no objection, Your Honor.
All right, it's continued to 7/14 with the understanding that if you have a resolution, we'll take that plea anytime we can.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
Okay. And Judge, this is Mr. Christopher Warman. Do you have? Mr. Warman's before the court in 2 cases, 24 CF 1982 and 25 CF 270. And what I'm reviewing at the bench, so the court's in the loop, is an approval letter from Phoenix House. I had reached out to Phoenix House, and I was trying to get...
Yes, I saw that from last time.
I was trying to
So you did get an approval?
Yes, Your Honor, I did.
Awesome, that's great.
So if we could pass Mr. Warman until the end, I'm going to see if there's something that we can do with this today.
Absolutely, very good. If we'll hold Mr. Warman till the end so we can review that. Thank you.
Just straight down.
Hey, thanks for telling me.
The last one. It was weird. It was weird.
Don't go around.
not, because they're bringing my in.
Dexter Pearson will be first, Judge. Yeah, all about me.
And that door's closed.
No, I'm not. Judge, what are we doing next? Michael Watson?
So, Your Honor, I don't know if you want to have him present.
Yes.
Okay.
Mr. Watson? Okay.
Sorry. We usurped you there, Mr. Koch. Because I was just wondering about that since that's one of our trial cases.
All right, straight to that podium.
Yes, Your Honor, so this is the case of Michael Ladson, 22 CF, I believe, 827. And speaking with Mr. Riosti, we had set it on this date in the one-off chance there was an amended offer or that he wanted to take the offer. Mr. Riosti reached out, we spoke on Friday, there was no changes to the offer. The defendant is not planning on taking the offer. And so Mr. Riosti, I believe, had reached out to Ms. Natali to ask if this can be continued to the jury trial review date. Because the only reason we had it on this date was just on the off chance a plea was made, knowing that, you know, you would not accept any negotiated plea past docket date. So he set it to docket date just in case. We spoke on Friday. There is no changes to the offer. He is not going to accept the offer. And so Mr. Riosti had asked, and I believe I responded via email that said I had no objection to going ahead and continuing this to the jury trial review date Friday to track to be ready for a trial. The only thing that I would want to change, rather than what we had represented, I believe we had said something around 40 jurors. I'm looking at this. I want to make sure that we have plenty, and so I would request 60, Your Honor, given the severity of the charges and how that might be a little bit more emotionally charged.
So you want 60 jurors?
Yes, Your Honor.
And how many days do you anticipate after your discussions with Mr. Riosti it'll take to try the case?
No more than 2. We're doing 2 just in the interest of precaution, but 2, Your Honor. And I've spoken, and this is where it could kind of get a little bit tricky. I've spoken with mainly the victim in this matter to ensure what dates that he could be available for trial. He is having some heart. Something is going on with his heart, and he wouldn't be able to make the trip that last week in May. He would only be able to be present for the second trial week. I just kind of wanted to put the court on notice because I know from what I understand or can hear today, it seems like that might be a packed week. But that would be the victim's only availability would be that second week.
Okay. Well, we'll see what we have on jury review, and we'll adapt accordingly.
Thank you, Judge.
You come on this way. Dexter Pearson.
Hey. Good. Good morning. Good afternoon. Judge, this is Mr. Dexter Pearson in 24 CF 2852, 25 CF 47. If I may have a moment just for a signature, Your Honor.
And
Thank you, Judge. We'll be entering a no contest plea this afternoon, Your Honor. I first want to point out in the 25 CF 47 case on 512, the state attorney did state no pros on that felony count, but I did put in the plea form no pros just to make it clear for the record. So the count 1 in 25 CF 47, that felony is no pros. The remaining counts are going to be adjudication of guilt, credit for time served, $615 in court costs, and $150 in defense costs. All counts run concurrent, and my client was placed in custody on 512 for failing to abide by the pretrial release conditions. And I explained to him, of course, by resolving all these cases, he should be released today, Your Honor. If I may approach with the signed plea form and score sheet.
Granted.
You will.
All right, raise your right hand, please. Do you swear or affirm to testify truthfully in this matter under penalties of perjury?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you can put your hand down. You heard what Mr. Koch said, and you signed the written plea form.
Yes, sir.
How old are you?
30,
How far did you go in school?
GED.
You able to read and understand the plea form?
Yes, sir, I did.
Did you do that before you signed it?
Yes, sir.
And is what you read what Mr. Koch just announced?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand by this plea that you're pleading no contest?
Yes, sir.
And that says to me that you believe the state has the evidence necessary to prove your guilt to the jury, and you're not going to contest that.
Yes, sir.
You don't understand what I just said. You want a moment with him?
I do.
All right, so you think the state can prove your guilt and you're not going to contest that by your plea? By making this plea of no contest, what I understand you to say to me is you believe the state can prove your guilt, and so you're not...
I believe the state can prove me guilty.
Okay. Do you understand by making this plea, you're waiving your right to a trial by jury where the state would have to do that?
Yes, sir.
In this case, you'll be adjudicated guilty on the announced charges. You'll get time served with your fees and costs. How much time do you need to pay those?
Just 2 weeks, sir.
2 weeks?
2 weeks, yeah. I'm about to start back working.
Okay. Well, I'll give you 30 days just in case, okay?
Perfect, thank you.
Now, with that, and Mr. Koch answered all your questions about the plea and how it affects you.
Yes, sir.
Satisfied with what he's done for you?
Very satisfied.
Okay. The court will find the plea to be freely and voluntarily entered into and will accept the plea. Thank you now.
You're welcome.
Brian Quinones is next.
Judges, Mr. Brian Quinones and 24 CF 2213.
All right.
Judge, I sent my client today to see if we could work out any potential plea negotiations. Fortunately, we're not there. As we stated last court appearance on the 14th, there's still outstanding forensics, and another witness out there we got to depose. So we are still...
Who is that witness you need to depose?
We got a subpoena to FedEx employee records. This is that one that... and I was in Mr. Snell's office.
Another person that works at FedEx may have a motive, but you have yet to identify who they are.
Correct, Judge.
Okay.
And I did speak with Mr. Snell at his office. He put, not a rush, but to track down that forensic, those bullet fragments. They're still outstanding.
Well, have you subpoenaed the employee records yet?
Negative, Judge.
Okay. When are we going to do that?
ASAP, Judge.
Okay. What about the forensics, Mr. Snell?
Well, we'll check on them. We can reaching out on that.
So the only reason I ask is when we continue it to the 14th, it's going to be then 10 months old. And if we don't have that stuff, then we're not going to be in a position to try the case. Now, it sounds like a long time to 7/14. but that's what we said on 312, right? So time marches on, it runs quick, so I want to be sure that it's taken care of and we don't just be here again and then be a year old. All right, so let's take care of business.
Yes, Judge.
All right, so it'll be continued.
Yeah, I'll bring everything I got. Thank you.
Robert Reese?
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
Mr. Robert Reese at 24 CF 133. And, Your Honor, I just want to update the court. Me and Mr. Snell agreed upon the verbiage of that outstanding order we got to submit to your chambers. I did get a hearing date of July 24th at 2:30 for that motion to suppress statements. Mr. Snell is going to verify that with Chief Valentine. So I anticipate that order come across your desk tomorrow, hopefully.
July 24th.
At 2:30. We'll check with Chief Valentine. And that being said, Your Honor, we're seeking that one-sided continuance.
State?
No objection.
All right, because this case is even older, right? So we need to keep pushing on this one, right? So to get it squared away.
Absolutely.
And so you say that's set for when?
Well, the tentative date available hearing is July 24th at 2:30, but I want Mr. Snell to verify that with Chief Valentine due to a past motion.
Why are we setting this on 7/14 then?
You're right, Judge. If we could still leave it on the 24th, because with these new amended charges leaving the scene with death, drastically reduced potential exposure, and I want to maybe get a plea on that.
So you want to leave it on
If we can.
7/14? Okay.
If we can, Judge.
Okay, all right, so I understand there, because you know me, I don't want to bring folks to court just to have a meaningless date. So if we're going to do something meaningful, then let's set it then. So if you think there's a potential, then we'll put it on that day.
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
Please.
All right, very good. All right, so continue to 7/14, expect the motion to be set on 7/24. And of course, if you work something out in the meantime, you can bring it up anytime for a voluntary resolution.
Yes, Judge.
Okay?
And you should have that order tomorrow across your desk.
Okay, very good.
Excellent.
Are you still going to try?
Nathaniel Reese, Treasurer.
Judge, Mr. Nathaniel Reed in 24 CF 1286, if I may have a brief moment for a signature. Judge, my client will be entering a no contest plea as charged. It'll be count one is going to be adjudication of guilt, 11 months, 29 days in the Okaloosa County Jail, credit for time served. This will be followed by 36 months of probation. There's the $40 per month cost supervision. There's the court cost, $150 defense costs, must complete anger management class, mental health evaluation, and any recommended treatment. A condition of probation is to take any prescribed medication deemed necessary after that mental health evaluation. There's a letter of apology to the alleged victim, Trino Navas, and then a letter of apology to the alleged victim with the initials JLS. Maintain gainful employment or submit 5 job applications per week or enroll in schooling. There's 24 hours of community service. Of course, no possession or consumption of alcohol, no possession or consumption of drugs without a valid prescription, random breath tests, random UAs, and then no contact with those 2 alleged victims. Count 2 will be credit for time served. If I may approach with a signed plea form and a score sheet.
Granted. Raise your right hand, please. Do you swear or affirm to testify truthfully in this matter under penalties of perjury?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You can put your hand down. You heard what Mr. Koch said, and you signed the written plea form.
Yes, sir.
How old are you?
19 years old, sir.
And how far did you go in school?
I got my GED.
You able to read and understand the plea form?
Yes, sir.
Did you do that before you signed it?
Yes, sir.
And is what you read what Mr. Koch just told me?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand by this plea arrangement that you're pleading no contest and announced charges?
Yes, sir.
And that says to me you believe the state could prove your guilt to a jury and you're not going to contest that?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand by making this plea you're waiving your right to a trial by jury where the state would have to prove your guilt?
Yes, sir.
You're going to be adjudicated guilty and serve a year in the county jail, credit for time served, followed by 36 months of probation with some fees and costs, including some additional conditions such as the anger management class, the mental health evaluation, and recommended treatment. You've got to take your prescribed medication as necessary after the evaluation. The letters of apology, and you've got to get a job or seek a job or engage in schooling, which is intended to advance you in your a profession or a trade. You've got community service, and you can't have substances, and there will be testing to prove that, and no contact with the listed parties. Is that your understanding?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Koch answered all your questions about the plea and how it affects you?
Yes, sir.
And are you satisfied with how he's represented you?
Yes, sir.
The court will find the plea to be freely and voluntarily entered into and will accept the plea. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Best of luck. You're welcome. Best of luck.
Michael Riley's next.
Michael Riley, please.
Riley.
This is Mr. Michael Riley in 25 CF 127, 25 CF 189, 25 CF 217, Your Honor. If I may have a brief moment for a signature, Judge.
Yes, sir.
I just first want to, this afternoon we'll be entering no contest plea, Your Honor. In the 25 CF 127 case, count 1, that's going to be a lesser included offense, burglary of an unoccupied conveyance, Florida statute 810.02, subsection 4, subsection B Bravo. And then in case number 25 CF 217, that's also going to be the lesser included offense of burglary of an unoccupied conveyance, same statute, Your Honor. To list the terms, it's going to be adjudication of guilt, 6 months in the Okaloosa County Jail, credit for time served. This will be followed by the 36 months of standard probation, $40 per month cost supervision. I have court costs in the amount of $1,545, 315 defense costs. Must maintain gainful employment or submit 3 job applications per month. 24 hours community service. Of course, no drugs without a valid prescription, no alcohol, random UAs, random breath tests. And of all those counts, in 25 CF 189, count 2 is the misdemeanor. That's going to be adjudication of guilt and time served. If I may approach with a signed plea form, and Mr. Snell, due to these lesser included, will have to submit a score sheet, Judge.
Raise your right hand for me, please. Do you swear or affirm to testify truthfully in this matter under penalties of perjury?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you can put your hand down. You heard what Mr. Koch said on your behalf and signed the written plea form?
Yes, sir.
How old are you?
I'm 25.
How far did you go in school?
I believe 8th grade.
You able to read and understand the form?
Yes, sir.
Did you do that before you signed it?
Yes, sir.
And is what you read in the form what Mr. Koch just announced?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand you're pleading no contest to the announced charges?
Yes, sir.
And that says you believe the state can prove your guilt and you're not going to contest that.
Yes, sir.
And you also understand by making this plea, you're waiving your right to a trial by jury where the state would have to prove your guilt.
Yes, sir.
In this case, you're going to be adjudicated guilty, do 6 months in the county jail, credit for time served, followed by 3 years of probation with some fees, costs that were announced. You've got to get a job or seek a job, have community service, and no substances, and testing to confirm that. Is that what you understood?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Koch answered all your questions about the plea and how it affects you?
Yes, sir.
And are you satisfied with how you've been represented?
Yes, sir.
The court will find the plea to be freely and voluntarily entered into. It will accept the plea. Thank you.
Robert
Riddle?
This is Mr. Robert Riddle in 21 CF 961, 24 CF 1789. If I may have a brief moment, Your Honor, for a signature.
All right.
Thanks, Judge.
You're welcome, sir.
Your Honor, this will be in the 21 CF 961 case. This is the violation of probation. This will be admission. This will be 11 months, 29 days in the Okaloosa County Jail. Notated on the plea form, my client will waive all prior credit. And I notated on the plea form the sentence to begin on 5/19/25 today for that fresh new 11/29. That's the intention of the plea form. For the VOP, there's $100 cost prosecution, $150 defense costs, and revoke and terminate probation. The 24 CF 1789 case, adjudication of guilt, 11 months, 29 days in the Okaloosa County Jail. Once again, waive all prior credit, sentence to begin today on 5/19/25. There's court costs, $100 in defense costs, and I did handwrite in no contact with the alleged victim, and my client did initial by that. Of course, all cases and counts are run concurrent. And, Your Honor, the 24 CF 1789 case, that is going to be the lesser included offense, a burglary of an unoccupied dwelling, burglary of an occupied dwelling, Florida Statute 810.02, subsection 3, subsection A. And count 2 of 24 CF 1789, it's going to be an amended charge to tampering with a victim by depriving them of a telephone. As a third-degree felony, Florida Statute 914.22, sub 1, sub E. If I may approach with a signed plea form, and Mr. Snell will follow this up with a score sheet, Your Honor.
Granted. Raise your right hand for me, please. Do you swear or affirm to testify truthfully in this matter under penalties of perjury?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you put your hand down. You heard what Mr. Koch said, and you signed the written plea form.
Yes, sir.
How old are you?
32.
How far did you go in school?
12th grade.
You able to read and understand the plea form?
Yes, sir.
Did you do that before you signed it?
Yes.
And it's what you read in the plea form, what Mr. Koch just announced.
Yes, sir.
Now, you got two things going on today. You got your new charges and your VOP. They're separate, but we're taking care of them together in the same plea form. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right. As to your VOP, do you understand that you're pleading, you're admitting the violation?
Yes, sir.
And that says to me, Judge, I violated just the way the affidavit report says I did. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes, sir.
And you understand that by doing this, you're waiving your right to a hearing where the state would have to prove you violated.
Yes, sir.
As to your new charges, do you understand that you're pleading no contest?
Yes, sir.
And that says to me that you believe the state has the evidence necessary to prove your guilt to a jury, and you're not going to contest that.
Yes, sir.
And by doing this, do you understand you're waiving your right to a trial by jury where the state would have to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt?
Yes, sir.
All right. And in this case, and the sentences are concurrent, right?
Correct, Judge.
Okay. So you'll be sentenced to 11 months, 29 days in the county jail, credit for all time served, with the fees and cost that were announced, and revoke and terminate your probation. On the other case, you'll also be sentenced to 11 months, 29 days county jail with the fees and costs, and also no contact with the person announced. Now, you get an 1129, but your credit for time served may be different because you may have time in your VOP from before. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So your credit may be different on the two different cases. You're not going to do more than the 1129, but one sentence may end before the other. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was going
That's
to
right.
interrupt, Judge, the attention to the plea form.
I'm sorry, that's right. So it's a net sentence. It's a net sentence beginning today?
Correct.
Or what date? From 5/19 today?
Today
I
is-
apologize. It's been a long day. I'm sorry to get confused with you. So it is a sentence, the 1129 begins today.
Correct, Judge.
You understand that? Then I
Yes.
apologize, didn't mean to confuse you. All right, so it's 1129 from today, no credit.
Correct,
I'm
Judge.
sorry. All right.
But
Now
Judge-
that I've confused you, do you need to ask Mr. Koch any more questions about the plea and how it affects you?
No, sir.
Okay. And you're satisfied with how he's represented you?
Yes.
Okay, the court will find the plea to be freely and voluntarily entered into and will accept the plea. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
Judge.
you, Mr. Koch, for redirecting me on
Yes,
that one.
Judge.
Got
Yes,
on
sir.
autopilot.
Rivera Gutierrez. She wasn't here and then she walked back to her office, I guess.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I just saw her walking down that one.
No, he definitely needs a translator.
Is it just?
And I have one more Spanish translator, and he's ready on that case too, so I'm ready for both with the Spanish translator.
Rosarias is also, Sanchez is really also.
Rosa Reyes. No, negative on Rosa Reyes. I said, Ms. Chan said he's a Spanish attorney.
Okay, come on back this way. Mr. Rivera Gutierrez, come on back. Angel Rosa Reyes.
All right, so we're going to take a, all right. Who is this?
Judges, this is Mr. Angel Rosa Reyes in 25 CF 108.
Okay.
If I may have just a brief moment
Yes.
with my client.
We're open Saturday 10 to 4, Sunday 10 to 3, and it's both our Crestview, Fort Walton Beach, and Eglin Air Force Base locations. So you have things to do, go and do it. Just know the UPS store is going to be here. Again, Sundays 10 until 3 p.m.
Rhonda Roberts. For the last 20 years, I've been helping the residents of Northwest Florida buy and sell their properties. My office is just 1 block south of the courthouse in historic downtown Crestview. Give us a call at 850-398-5389.
Hi, I'm Michael Gilbert, defense attorney with Warrior Law. I represent those accused in Santa Rosa, Okaloosa, and Walton County. If you or anyone you know has been accused of a crime, give us a call. We can help.
Back Home Bakery Cafe is 2 blocks from the courthouse on Crestview's historic Main Street. We serve handmade pastries, espresso, and lunch items, and we're open Tuesday to Saturday from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., serving lunch from 11 to 2. We hope to see you soon.
Hello, I am Bonnie from Body Be Healthy here in Crestview. We have been serving the area since 1999. We're an alternative health food store. If you're interested in bettering your health, we'd like to invite you to stop by. We're located in
Your Honor, at this time, my client wants to move forward with trial. If I may just lay the record for the current offer and his maximum exposure.
Go ahead, sir.
Maximum exposure for aggravated assault is 5 years, Department of Corrections. My client's score sheet shows 36 sentence points. And the current offer was a time served as charged. My client is aware that offer will expire today. And there will be no further negotiated pleas after today. And my client wishes to move forward with trial.
All right. Okay, so the plea offer has changed, right?
That is correct, Judge.
And the current plea offer is credit for time served?
That is correct, Judge.
And you've had an opportunity to discuss that with your client?
Yes, Your Honor. And there is, yes, Your Honor, I'll leave it at that.
All right. And so how long will it take to try the case?
Probably a day.
I'd say a little bit longer, Your Honor. Only because the witnesses will all need translators.
That's correct. We ran into that before where there's going to be multiple interpreters needed.
And how many jurors?
Would the normal allotment is 25?
22.
I think that should be sufficient.
No objection for defense, Judge.
I'm going to do 30 just out of caution because of the use of an interpreter. Some folks have indicated in selection before that it would make it difficult for them to follow on and be hard for them to deal with it. So I'm just going to pick 30 randomly, okay?
Okay.
All right. So, with the score sheet, your client's eligible for a prison sentence if found guilty by a jury, correct? And he's leaving aside a credit for time served offer from the state.
That is correct, Judge.
Okay. All right. We'll see you on jury review.
discussed. Judge, if I had just
Yes, sir. And do you understand by making this plea, you're waiving your right to a trial by jury where the state would have to do that?
Yes, sir.
In this case, you're going to be sentenced to 11 months, 29 days in the county jail, credit for time served with the fees and costs, and you have no contact with the victim, and you'll have the designation that was discussed.
Yes, sir.
Now, that designation has some effects on you. For instance, it may affect where you can live, where you can work, and who you can be around. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Koch answered all your questions about the plea and how it affects you.
Yes, sir.
And are you satisfied with how he's represented you?
Yes, sir.
The court will find the plea to be freely and voluntarily entered into and will accept the plea with the adjudication. Thank you. And how much time do you need to get your fees and costs paid?
Judge, if we may send that straight to collection, Your Honor.
Collections.
Thomas, that's the score sheet right there, Thomas, in your hand.
It's all finished, and they just got to finish it, but yeah, Judge accepted. Judge, if I may approach just a score sheet.
Granted.
You just get fingerprint, but it's.
Go ahead.
And I do have Mr. Jonas Swire, I'm going to butcher that last name, but 25 CF 117 right here. Thank you, Judge. This is set for today. As I stated on the 14th, the alleged victim in this matter failed to appear for a deposition on May 8th, which she was served.
She's had contact with our office in the past indicating that she wanted to participate and wanted to go forward in the case. And so the state is not willing to voluntarily dismiss the case at this time. So we're going to continue to try to get in touch with her to set up the deposition. This is a new case, and if we want to be a little more diligent in trying to get in touch with her, because she has, like I said, made contact with our office before.
If possible, Your Honor, could we put this on Thursday at 2:30 status? If possible.
When's the last time you had contact with the victim to arrange for these things, Mr. Snell?
It was in February. Pull the case up again. She made contact with our office on the 5th of February and explained what I announced to the court.
All right, and that's the last time you had contact with her?
Yes, sir.
And so what are you asking for, Mr. Koch?
If we could place my client, her status, at that 2:30 on that Thursday, to give Mr. Snell a couple days to reach out, see if he can locate that. that alleged victim, Judge.
And so on that Thursday, we would announce a date for the deposition. Is that what your goal is?
My goal is to see if they have contact, and yes, get that deposition set, or if not, I'd be in a position to ask for the no process and give you some extra time.
And I get that there's a lot of time that's gone, or February or whatever, but this is not an unusual, this is not uncommon for these situations, and it's a 2025 case that I'll do everything I can to get in touch with this lady. And I'll do that in the time frame that the court asked me to do. But I'm not willing at this time to resolve or dispose of the case because she didn't come to the deposition. This is not a...
All right. I'm going to set it for 6/12 for status. Expect that by that time you'll have the notice, the deposition noticed, and have contact with the defendant. And we'll set it for a full continuance at that time and expect further process.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, if you've got it set for deposition on by 6/12, then we don't need to appear. You just let Madam Clerk know and pull it off the docket, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Just follow the deputy.
All right, I'm going to, who we got now? Mr. Warman?
Warman, Judge, this will be a plea. Mr. Warman is before the court in two cases, 24 CF 1982 and 25 CF 270. We've reached an agreement with the state. Mr. Warman is going to be entering a plea as charged in both case numbers. The agreement calls for an adjudication of guilt, all cases, all counts, time served for the misdemeanor counts, and all of the felony counts. It will be placed on a period of probation for 3 years with special condition that he attend and successfully complete the Phoenix House bars to bed. There's a substance abuse evaluation and treatment, random urinalysis. He must maintain gainful employment after Phoenix House. He is to complete 24 hours community service work. I believe the court costs are $1140 on each of these cases, with a total of $250 cost of defense. We're asking the court to waive the cost of supervision while he is at the Phoenix House. May I approach with the plea agreement?
Granted.
I believe the state will be submitted as
All right, raise your right hand for me, please. Do you swear or affirm to testify truthfully in this matter under penalties of perjury?
Yes, sir.
All right. You can put your hand down. You heard what Mr. McKinney said, and you signed the written plea form.
Yes, sir.
How old are you?
29.
How far did you go in school?
GED.
You able to read and understand the form?
Yes, sir.
Did you do that before you signed it?
Yes, sir.
And is what you read what you heard Mr. McKinney announce to me just now?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand you're pleading no contest to the announced charges?
Yes, sir.
And by doing that, I understand you say you believe the state has the evidence necessary to convict you, and you're not going to contest that.
Yes, sir.
And by doing this, you understand you're waiving your right to a trial by jury where the state would have to do that.
Yes, sir.
And in this case, you'll be adjudicated guilty, 36 months of probation with a special condition to go to Phoenix House directly from jail, complete that and any aftercare, with the also conditions of the evaluations, recommended treatment, and also then get a job after Phoenix House and keep the job.
Yes, sir.
And if you choose, well, Phoenix House is pretty good about helping people focus on how to make their life better. And so if they say maybe some education would help you or some trade or whatever, and you choose to do that, I'll count that as part of your employment. So if you end up in trade school learning to do something that'll set you up for success in life, I count that as part of employment if the goal is to get you in a better spot, okay?
Thank you, Judge.
All right. And you'll have the fees and costs, and then on all the misdemeanors, time served. Did Mr. McKinney answer all your questions about the plea and how it affects you?
Yes, sir.
And are you satisfied with how you've been represented?
Yes, sir.
I'll find the plea to be freely and voluntarily entered into, and I'll accept the plea.
Judge, waive the cost of supervision while in
Cost
Phoenix
of
House?
supervision are waived so long as he's in there and until he is gainfully employed.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Thanks, sir.
Now, I'm going to grab Ms. Slitzer over here just real quick, who's on, All right, this is Shelley Slitzer, 25 CF 246. Ms. Slitzer, you're here without?
You couldn't have timed that up any better.
She made her presence known and showed off. She's gone. But I was there, you saw me.
Okay, well, who's next?
Judge, if I may call Mr. Dylan Sloan.
Dylan Sloan, please.
23 CF 1565, when he is approaching. We'll follow along. Judge, my client's going to enter no contest plea this afternoon. First, I want to point out count 2 will be null prost. Count 1 could be adjudication of guilt, 5 years sex offender probation with the GPS monitoring. There'd be sex offender designation, no contact with minors, no internet capable devices. Curfew of 10 p.m. to 6 a.m., which will be adjustable by probation for work or school purposes. Forfeit the seized devices, there would be court costs and $150 cost of defense. Count 3, which will run consecutive to count 1, is adjudication of guilt, 5 years of sex offender probation with GPS, sex offender designation, no contact with minors, no internet capable devices. The curfew of 10 p.m. to 6 a.m., that's adjustable by probation for work or school purposes, and forfeit the seized devices. If I may approach with a signed plea form and the score sheet.
Granted. We'll be right with you, Ms. Slitzer.
Thank you, Judge.
Raise your right hand, please, sir. Do you swear or affirm to testify truthfully in this matter under penalties of perjury?
Yes, sir.
All right. You can put your hand down. You heard what Mr. Koch announced on your behalf, and you signed the written plea form.
Yes.
How old are you?
30.
How far did you go in school?
2 years of college.
You able to read and understand the plea form?
Yes, sir.
Did you do that before you signed it?
Yes.
And with what you read in the plea form, what Mr. Koch just announced to me? Is what you read in the form what he just announced?
Yes.
All right. Do you understand by this plea that you're pleading no contest to the charges?
Yes.
And that says to me that you believe the state has the evidence necessary to convince the jury beyond a reasonable doubt of your guilt of these charges, and you're not going to contest that.
Correct.
Do you understand by making this plea you're waiving the right to a trial by jury where the state would have to prove your guilt?
Yes.
And in this case, you'll be adjudicated guilty. You're going to be on 5 years of sex offender probation with GPS, sex offender designation, no contact with minors, no internet capable devices. The curfew was announced and the adjustments as required. Forfeit the seized devices plus the cost. The count 3 is going to be a consecutive term of 5 years with all the same conditions. Do you understand? So it's 10 years total, 2 5-year terms back to back.
Yes.
All right. Do you understand this designation? Is there a question about that?
Can I have a brief moment?
Yes.
Your Honor, and it was a question, my client understands he's being placed on a total of 10 years. And I told him that, of course, we can petition at the halfway point. I mean, there's no guarantee, of course, but after 5 years, that's the halfway point, and we can petition this court for early termination.
Correct.
That answered your question?
Yes.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Now, the designation that you'll be receiving will affect you in many different ways. It can affect where you live. It can affect where you work. It can affect who you can be around, as well as other things. Do you understand that?
Yes.
And this designation doesn't affect you just during the time you're on probation, but it affects you forever. Do you understand?
Yes.
Mr. Koch answered all your questions about the plea and how it affects you.
Yes.
And are you satisfied with how he's represented you?
Yes.
The court will find the plea to be freely and voluntarily entered into and will accept the plea with the adjudication.
Your Honor, if we may request the statutory minimum of $1 per day on that GPS.
$1 per day on the GPS.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. All right, Ms. Slitzer, you're here today without a lawyer. Do you want a lawyer to represent you? Yes, ma'am. We can't hear you. You're muted. All right.
Judge, may I approach?
Granted.